Welcome once again to my channel. This is Godwin. My name is Godwin, and today I'm bringing you a different topic altogether. We're going to be talking about reparations and Africans. Let me put on my spectacles back so you can see my face once again. Now, Africans were enslaved for so many years. People were taken from Africa to Europe and America as slaves, and for a while slave trade was abolished. But the issue of reparations, do you think it is very good of an idea for Africans to request for reparations for the way and manner we were shipped into captivity, were taken to Europe, America, and all those places to work and to help them build their economies? Now, do you think financial compensation will be enough, or there should be some proper bilateral cooperation between these countries or these particular people that got engaged in the slave trade? Africans have actually, over the years, been calling for this. But the point is, should Africans be given that opportunity to enter these countries for free? I mean, visa free. Should Africans be given visa free into these countries because our forefathers were made to work there, were made to work in these countries for free without paying them nothing? They help them build their economies, they help them build their land, they help them build what they are living on today. Now, there are a lot of people from Africa who believe that the only way they can make it is to be in Europe or America. These are countries where they believe they could go and make it. Now people are rather pushing themselves back to the people that we believed enslaved us. But this time not in the form of slavery, but to look for greener pastures. Don't you think as a society, or as a people, as a continent, we deserve the benefit of getting free visa to countries where, our forefathers were taken into slavery to work? Any country that got involved in the slave trade, I think, should be made to understand that we also need to come back and come and enjoy what our forefathers worked for them to have, because they took them into captivity as slaves. They went to work for them, they built the economy. Today some African countries are growing. We are not saying Africa is a bad place. Some of the countries are growing, they are doing very well, but the opportunities that are in Europe are more. So as a way, or as a form of paying reparations to Africans, why can't you make visa free? There are instances where a person gets a scholarship and then he gets bounced the visa. If the person has money, you think this person will basically, under normal circumstances, go in for scholarship if the parents are rich? We have a lot of, well-to-do people in Africa as well. And I'm not sure the child of any of these well-to-do, very big, rich people would go in for scholarship. Why a poor person gets a scholarship and then he is denied a visa? If you want to travel from Africa to most of these countries, you need certain financial, background. For example, in Ghana, you might need not less than 50,000 Ghana cedis in your bank account, etc. Now, for me, I think if we have to be giving reparations, then it should be in the form of us going back there to go tap into the opportunities. European economies, American economies have lots of opportunities. Some of these economies, as a matter of fact, even have aging population. They are not giving birth to a large number of children. I mean, birth rate is low, life expectancy is high, so you have a large number of the elderly people coming up within the society, and this calls for labor from Africa. But this time around, it's not slavery. So for me, why can't they give us that opportunity to join our brothers and sisters over there to enjoy what our forefathers helped them build? At least any country that got involved in the slave trade must be part of this. We need free visas to come there to work. Maybe you need to check our criminal background to see whether, we are good people, we don't have any criminal record. As one reggae artist said, and I quote, "A man is still a man, whether he wears suit and tie or walks barefoot. The only difference is whether he's good or bad." So whether the person is good or bad, that is where it is. But which people shouldn't be bound visas, people shouldn't be made to go through hell. If you go to some of the embassies, people have queued, people are in queues wanting to get visa to travel. Those who cannot go that way would have to walk several miles away to cross the Mediterranean to get to Europe for greener pastures. We are not saying we want to be paid back per se, but I think what was taken from us have made us also laid back, because a large number of people were taken out of Africa. That time, what's the population of Africa as at that time? And I'm told the slave trade went on for so many years. So the large number of people were taken. We have people that could help build our economy as well were taken away. Now, we are not saying we have not forgotten what has happened. We have forgotten what has happened. The damage has already been done. But we need the support. The reparations that we are calling for, I think, should also include visa-free to those countries. Like I said earlier on, you get a scholarship and you are denied, visa. If the person has money, he will go in for scholarship. So begin to give us stipend. This time around, the scholarship should come with stipend, monthly stipend, so that if you are bouncing someone on the parameters that he doesn't or she doesn't have money to, pay for his accommodation, his upkeep, and his daily expenditure, we are calling for automatic visa for scholarships and monthly stipend as well. This, I think, would help also build us, because we need to study in those countries as well. We cannot do without that. There are certain programs that we definitely need to come there to study there. Even if it's not a program that we need to come, it's about choice. When one chooses to study somewhere else, I think, and you got a scholarship, you should be given that opportunity. People get bounce visas, and it's so embarrassing. People sell their properties, people sell family lands just to travel to seek for greener pastures. We are not saying Africa is not bad. There are some few people in Africa who are doing well. You can talk about the Dangotes and the rest, and many other people as well. But what we are saying here is that give us that opportunity to come back to a place where our forefathers have contributed to. they were strong enough to stand certain diseases and certain sicknesses, malaria and what have you, and some other sicknesses. They were able to work hard to support these economies. In certain situations, artifacts were taken away. Some countries have decided to bring some back to some of these countries where they were taken away from. That is a very good sign of a better cooperation between us and our, let me use the word slave masters, because that is the word that is actually being used. Now, it's about time we get paid for what we've lost. We are not saying that it should be by force, but I think, for example, in the situation or in the case of scholarships, if you get a scholarship to go and study in Europe or America, you don't have to be bounced. The numerous queues at embassies. People sometimes have to even resort to pastors to pray for them, for God's intervention, for them to get visa to travel to Europe or America. So we are calling on these countries. We are calling on you to make visa acquisition very easy, and it should be part of the reparations. Fine, if you have monies to pay to us, we're going to take the money, we'll use that to build our economies. African leaders have been championing this, I think the AU and all that. But I think in another vein, let's make it, I'm not saying too easy, but let's make it flexible for Africans to get there. There are migrants traveling across the desert, walking miles, spending time just to cross to the other side. You can leave your comments in the comment section. The live chat is actually not on, it's not working today, but you can leave your comments in the comment section. Tell us or tell me what you think about this. It should be easy for us to acquire visas to travel there. And if you take Europe, for example, Western Europe, for example, like I said earlier on, there is this aging population. Right. So why don't we let us come, and as part of the reparations, make it easy for us to come and work with you people. Stay, as much as we are living within your laws and within your regulations, we can live peacefully with you. If you could have seen pictures of some of the embassies those days in Africa, when people, even now everything is online, so people are moving. That's not to say Africa is not bad. There are people making it. People are taking advantage of the digital economy, I mean the internet and related technologies, to also do something for themselves. We've gotten millionaires, billionaires out of some of these interventions on the internet, but we still need more, and we need those reparations. The reparations shouldn't be in the form of only financial benefit, returning of artifacts that were taken away and all that. Let's make visa easy for us. So if you enslave me or you colonize me, make sure that when I'm coming to your country, I don't have to. Now, there's this funny thing. Some of the countries, English speaking, if you were colonized by an English speaking country and you want to go to another English speaking country, they are telling you to write English exams, whilst you have studied English throughout your life. In Ghana, where I'm from, if you cannot speak English, you are termed as illiterate, so to speak. So if now you are telling me, you asked me to drop my language, I dropped my language, now you came to teach me your language, and now when I'm coming back to study, you are telling me to write English, TOEFL, and what have you. We are not saying those things are not good, they are good. But the question or the point here is that if I have studied all my life in English, and I can speak English, and I can write English, then there's no need. Sometimes it's a kind of financial burden on some people in Africa, because some of these exams will cost you, in my country, it was about 1,000 Ghana. 1,000 Ghana cedis is like somebody's monthly salary. It is somebody's monthly salary that he has to use to write that English exam, of which is not automatic that you are going to pass. As part of the reparations, I think make visa acquisition very, especially when someone gets a visa, gets a scholarship. Let's make scholarship holders flexible so they can go and study. People that have come to study, they have benefited from it. The fusion of the African education and then the Western education. The reparations shouldn't just be in a form of just paying money to us. Give us that opportunity, give us that way so we can come and enjoy some of the legacies that our forefathers that were taken into slave trade or taken into slavery worked hard for. Now the world has been divided into different levels. We have the less developing countries, newly industrialized countries, and advanced industrialized countries. We Africans are almost always around the less developed countries. We cannot blame people for this, but there might be a cause for this. We are not saying we cannot live without traveling to Europe and America, but there are opportunities that we can also get there to support you. If you are watching me and you can do your research on remittances that comes from Europe and America and other parts of the world, the contribution this makes to the economy is huge. So as part of reparations, let's make it easy for us Africans, especially if you colonize or if you pick slaves from my country to develop your country, make sure you make visa very easy. Like I said, people just, have to do whatever they can do to acquire visa, have to work hard, have to save money. Even people have to even sell their family farms, cocoa farms, to get money to travel to these countries. We are not forcing any European, we are not waging anything against anyone. What we are saying is that if you really want to give us reparations, it shouldn't just be financial reparation. We deserve reparations, of course, right? We know very well that some European countries and some of the slave masters have agreed to the fact that they need to support us. A man is still a man, whether he wears jacket or walks barefoot. I think Morgan Heritage sang that song. The only difference is whether it's evil or good. That is from Morgan Heritage. So why don't you make it easy for us as Africans, so we can also come back to enjoy the contributions that our forefathers contributed to your economies. They work hard, they worked on plantations day and night just to feed your economy, just to help you grow. I think they have done well, they deserve a clap. As a local adage we have in Africa goes, baby and say, yeah, baby, if something did not get spelled, something will not work better. Right? So we are calling on you, the West, whichever country that took part in the slave trade, we are calling on you to, as part of the reparations. Yes, we deserve reparations. You can give us money. Our problems in Africa are huge. No amount of money can solve our problems. So I'd make it easy for us to also get visa whilst you are giving us the money. If you give us 100 billion euro, you need to also give us visas. Make HUTA for visas when you make the visa easy. Make sure the right people are going. And prevent us from queuing, from struggling for visa. If you've ever been in an embassy in Africa before, when a person gets a visa, it is just as if heaven is coming down. He's so happy because the stress and the struggle that you have to go through to acquire a visa. So as part of the reparations, we are calling for ease of getting visa. Let's come support your economies, especially those who have aging economies, low birth rates, and then high aging rate with a large number of people going on retirement and all that. Give us the opportunity. At last, these are economies that our forefathers contributed to. No, we cannot force anybody. We just cannot force anyone. But reparation should just not cover monetary interventions. Should also cover ease of travel to these countries, technical assistance, support, etc. Like I said, we come to school there to study. And we infuse both our African education and the European education that helps us also grow our economies. Reparation, reparation, reparation. Also, let's make us traveling to Europe and America or any of these countries that engage in the slave trade easier, so that people will not use the other way, walk miles and miles and miles over the desert to North African countries and other countries just to cross the Mediterranean Sea, putting their own lives at risk. Africans deserve the best. Both Africans, Europeans, Americans, Asians, Australians, we are all one people. Let's live together as one. Let's live and love and let others live. Reparations must include ease of travel. If you actually took part in the slave trade, then reduce your visa restrictions. I don't get a scholarship and I get bounced for visa. If I don't have the financial means, provide a monthly stipend. You can even provide jobs. Europeans and Americans are advanced. You can create a situation whereby people can go and work and make money as well. If I have money, I won't come for scholarship. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope everyone, whether black or white, supports my assertion. Put your comments in the comment section. The live chat couldn't come up, so I couldn't see more live chats. Put your comments in the comment section. And this video doesn't intend to talk about anything bad, but just to sensitize everyone that reparations must also include our visa issues. People have to queue and queue and queue. Somebody gets a visa and then he gets bumps. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and